Hey there, Capricorn. Welcome to your reading for the week of October 17th. Couldn't remember. We're just going to see what comes up for you in this first part of the reading. Then what we're going to do is we're going to clarify with the after tarot, and we're going to see kind of like what is coming in for you in the future after this week, if that makes sense. Probably not, but we'll see. And that'll be that. I am actually also gonna pull 3 cards at the end and do it like a personalish reading as well. But let's see here. You have this this deck right here. By the way, people keep asking about it. This is the Coffee Cup Oracle by Amira. So if you're wondering what deck that is, that's what that deck is. So let's see here. Again, I don't read reversals unless I really feel that they need to be reversed. Although, again, if you pay, people always ask, and I always say, if you pay attention, I give reverse meanings for cards all the time. So I read intuitively, and that's that. You have this fulfillment cards showing up first. I feel like you want fulfillment. I feel like you're moving towards fulfillment. Something was not fulfilling. You have the Ten of Swords and the Seven of Wands. I feel like this put you in like a little bit of a defensive mode. It could have been a love situation with a person you thought you were going to marry. You have the Ace of Pentacles here. If that's not the case, then I would say it's a business situation that didn't work. And kind of like what I'm getting here on the Ace of Pentacles, even though it's a good card, is that like I think it was like one thing after another, like one mountain that you had to climb after another. So it got like a little bit tiring or a little bit exhausting for you here, Capricorn. So that's kind of like where I feel like you're at. I feel, having said that, Capricorn, I feel pretty good about this because it's like, look at you have the 10 of Pentacles, the Sun, the 9 of Pentacles, 3 of Pentacles, Ace of Swords, Victory. I feel really after whatever this situation was, because I feel like this is something from the past, whatever it is, doesn't matter. And, I feel like you're moving towards fulfillment and success. You have the 10 of Swords, the Ace of Pentacles, and the 7 of Wands. I do feel like a small percentage of you, whenever I say that, it's always like everybody, but I feel like some of you went through a difficult ending with the 10 of Swords, and it's like you're hoping that the sun comes up. The sun is rising in the background of the 10 of Swords. So, something is dead done over with in your life. For some of you, I feel it's like a relationship or something that you thought was a teamwork situation. That could also be a job because, a job really is kind of like a teamwork situation. We work for the job, we get paid money, right? Teamwork. And something came to an end here. Again, I feel like this made you a little bit defensive, or maybe you're putting your guard up here. For some of you, if you're maybe you blocked a person or you put your guard up against a person, I feel like they're very surprised. Is kind of like the energy that I'm getting here. I feel like this person thought that they could just like devil your energy for the rest of your life, basically. So you could be surprising a person. The good news is I feel like you're very focused on new opportunities. Definitely. I feel I feel really good about this, but I also see in my head that there were past situations in all areas of your life, really, where it's kind of like one mountain after another. You are a Capricorn, after all, you're the goat, so it doesn't really surprise me. But at the same time, I feel like you're ready for something that can fulfill you on your own, right? Or something that actually produces results. I don't think you mind climbing the mountain as long as you actually get to the top of the mountain, you get to see some beautiful views, right? With the 10 of Swords, you have the 2 of Pentacles. For some of you, this could have been a juggling situation with a person that you walked away from. And I feel like you've closed out this cycle. It's almost not even worth mentioning because I feel like you've totally just cut it out here with the 2 of Pentacles. For others, I feel the 2 of Pentacles is asking you to work smarter, not harder. And I say that also because we go down to the 3 of Pentacles here, right? And every single reading I do for you, teamwork makes a dream work. There you go, Capricorn. And what I would say is that working together with other people would be very beneficial for you, Capricorn. With the Ace of Pentacles, you have the 2 of Wands. You're ready for something new. Exactly like I said. 2 of Wands is a card of progress, but he's standing at the top of his castle, and he's looking out into the world traditionally on a traditional 2 of Wands, and he has a whole world in his hands. So I feel for a lot of you, you're finally moving forward. For some of you, it's with another person. So, if you've been hoping for a love or a love connection or a person to, progress through life with the 2 of Wands, then I definitely feel it could be love coming in. Again, you've been getting surprising love in your readings, I would say, Capricorn. Surprising because I don't necessarily think, like, some of you, I feel like you're open to it, but maybe you're not looking for it, if that makes sense. Or, maybe it's one of those things where you're like, if someone comes in and they look good enough and they can, if they're a good person, then by all means. But is it like your major focus? I'm not so sure. With the Seven of Wands here, you have the Tower. Again, the Tower, this is the after tarot. Every single person has had the Tower again this week. So, I don't know. This is going to keep happening between now and 2025, as I've said to everyone. So, it doesn't really surprise me. And really, honestly, we're going to see a lot of Tower moments, I believe, until like 2030 or 2033, maybe even longer, right? Is this a bad thing? No, because I feel like we're moving towards more stability, and as a collective, as individuals, I feel like there will be many improvements coming in because of these Tower moments. So there you go. But definitely, again, remember I said on that card, the Seven of Wands, that I feel like you surprise someone, that you are not allowing them to just suck your energy dry. I think they thought that they could do this for the rest of their life, like I said. Next, you have this self-interest card. I actually feel like this is a good thing. I do feel like you should kind of like take some time to focus on yourself. I do feel you should take some time to do your own thing and, do things that fulfill you and make you happy and make you healthy and all that other good stuff. So I don't think this is self-interest in a bad way. I feel like this is more like you healing or taking time to, create abundance so that you can do other things in life. So I would say that's a good thing. You have the Hangman, the Three of Pentacles, and the Ten of Pentacles here. You've been waiting for a long time, but now it's time for action, I feel, with this Hangman. The Hangman, his head is glowing, and he's finally, reached enlightenment. This is a card of sacrifice as well. He sacrificed the use of his arms and his legs so he can gain enlightenment. But you also have the Ace of Swords right here. Ace of Swords is also a card of sacrifice. There's a palm frond right here. Palm fronds in the tarot can represent kind of like survivors, like people or situations that can survive. Palm trees grow in the desert, so they're survivors, right? But they can also represent sacrifice. It's a symbol for making a sacrifice. And I do feel like some of you have cut something out of your life, and it's almost like you're being rewarded for this. So again, if you cut a person out of your life or a job or a business that was like an energy vampire, I feel like you're being rewarded. I'm really surprised the Devil hasn't shown up yet, obviously. You have the Three of Pentacles. Again, working together with other people would be a good idea. I'm also getting something here about needing to show your work or, needing to put your work out into the world. So there might be some things that you are keeping to yourself that you should be revealing to the world. So this could be like your talents, gifts, skills, and abilities, some ideas you have, plans that you have, could be anything. But, I kind of feel like this is asking you to put things out into the world so that you can be successful. And that's what I would be doing here with the Three of Pentacles. You have the Ten of Pentacles, fortune after difficulty, a lot of success entering into your life as well. So I do feel financial success, obviously, and it is going to improve your life. Again, a lot of people say money doesn't buy happiness, but again, everyone I've ever heard say that doesn't have money. So I wouldn't listen to anyone that says money doesn't buy happiness. Does it buy happiness? No, of course not. But it certainly makes things easier, which then can lead to more happiness. But if you go this way right here, Ten of Pentacles, Nine of Pentacles, the Sun, that's literally happiness. And by the way, I think that we should be affirming that money buys happiness, right? It's like, why would you not want to affirm that? And when people say that, it drives me crazy because it's like, why would you not want to say that? Like, I understand the sentiment, but at the same time, it's like we should all be affirming money provides lots of happiness because we should be creating more abundance for everyone, right? And then that in turn would create more happiness, right? Plain and simple. With the Hangman, you have the Nine of Cups. There you go. Abundance, fulfillment. Nine of Cups is a card of fulfillment, and you can see here that he is having a feast. As I always say, with the Nine of Cups. The story about him is that he has had a feast. He's had feasts in the past, and he's on this card, on the After Tarot, he's receiving the feast. But the whole point of the Nine of Cups is that the reason he's having a feast is because he's had one in the past. It's about needing to be in an energy. I was just talking about this, saying that we should be saying money buys happiness, right? Because why would you not want to affirm something in the positive? And that's what I'm getting here with the Nine of Cups is like needing to affirm things or be in energy, right? This could be for money, could be in love, could be anything, but I would be soaking up the energy. With the Three of Pentacles, you have the Seven of Pentacles, definitely a job change for some of you, or just a career change in general. Again, I get like a lot of you, either you've cut something out of your life or you're making some sort of change for the better. So I do feel it is for the better. I don't think there's necessarily anything wrong with the change that you're going to be making here. Seven of Pentacles, like, is the juice worth a squeeze? Again, I feel like you've found out that something was kind of like an energy vampire in your life, whether it's job, business, career, or otherwise. and you're just making a change. Nothing wrong with that, right? With the Ten of Pentacles, here you go. You have the Ten of Swords. You're putting something to bed. I feel like this is you. I feel like you're like one of these people carrying this dead person into their grave right here. And I'm not saying you're putting someone into a grave. You're not dropping people left and right here. But what I would say is that I feel like you're burying something and you're just letting it go. You're just letting something go here because, Tower, Ace of Swords, all this sacrifice stuff. And, it's almost giving me like Eight of Cups vibes. I feel like you're just walking away from things that no longer serve you. Next, you have this Ocean card. It says Distance and Journey on it. Again, this is the Coffee Cup Oracle by Amira. And so I feel for some of you, you could be traveling or travel could be very beneficial for you. So if you just need a vacation or, if there are things you want to do or if you want to set yourself free, I definitely feel vacationing would be a good idea for you with this energy if you want, to do things. I would also say that, some of you, this could be more mental. You could be going on like a mental adventure where you're learning something new. When you think about it, oceans are very deep, right? And that's what's popping into my head. It's like if you want to learn a new skill, for example, I would learn everything. I would go deep. I would learn the ins and outs of things. It's kind of funny because, like a couple months ago, I don't remember when, but I was getting a message, something about how, if you want to learn a language, right, you can learn the language from a book, which is great. But when you're there, whatever language you want to learn, when you're in that country or country that speaks that language, it's like there are things that we can't learn from a book, right? There are certain subtleties in the language. There's slang words and things like that you can't really learn from a book, right? And there are ways that people speak that you can't really learn from a book, right? And that's what I'm getting here. It's like there are certain things that you could learn about your business or about whatever it is that you want to be successful at. But again, you really have to kind of go deep and experience it. So I feel like this is more about turning knowledge into wisdom, basically learning something, putting it into practice so that you can learn all the kind of ins and outs, the subtleties of what is going on. So I would go deep into anything you want to see be successful. You have the Ace of Swords, the Nine of Pentacles, and the Queen of Swords here. I kind of feel like you see a situation very clearly for what it is. A pain in the ass is what I'm going to say. Capricorn, look at this. To the Ten of Wands. I feel like if this is a person, you just see them as a pain. And you just had to cut them out of your life. If it's a situation, same thing. You saw it as too much of a burden, and that's why you're letting it go. And this has led to you becoming more independent. I feel like you have more energy. Again, she has 6 pentacles over here, 3 over here. She's willing to give these 3 pentacles away, but she always keeps kind of enough for herself. So I feel like you're keeping your energy to yourself. And we kind of talked about this with that self-interest card, right? And I think that's perfectly fine. Again, she has those 3 pentacles. She's willing to invest in new situations, work, business, love, or otherwise. But, she keeps enough for herself. So maybe you were overgiving in a past situation. And I feel like you're no longer, it's like you learned your lesson here, right? That's really what I feel like this is saying. You have the Ace of Swords, which is a victory. Again, for those of you that are wanting to learn something, like I said, I feel this crown is yours. It's you can take this crown, but you have to go deep. Don't just scratch the surface. I really feel this is encouraging you to learn as much as you possibly can. Whatever it is you're doing, starting a business. For some of you, I'm getting YouTube channel, literally. You have the sun. Fame and fortune. I'm not saying you're going to become famous, but, again, whatever you're wanting to do, I would learn it, the ins and outs, everything, and then some, right? And then keep learning, because I feel like that's going to lead to success. With the Ace of Swords, you have the Hangman again. So you can see on this Hangman that he's kind of being given water by this other person here. And so I feel like you're getting ready to get off, to get off the pole here. I feel like you're getting ready to move forward. Hangman, he's hanging from the tree of knowledge and wisdom. So it's you could be learning a lot. With the Nine of Pentacles, you have the 3 of Cups. Definitely could be a celebration coming in for you here. Again, another card that says teamwork makes the dream work. So I would do whatever you can to kind of enjoy the people in your life, the people that matter to you, the people that are important to you. All that other stuff is what I would say. With the Queen of Swords, you have the High Priestess. I feel like you intuitively knew answers. It's almost like the Queen of Swords is, I think you always saw a situation for being a devil, even though, again, you don't have the devil here. So, this to me is saying you've always seen a situation as a burden if you're being honest with yourself. And maybe this situation taught you to trust your intuition with that High Priestess, because maybe intuitively you always knew a situation wasn't right, but maybe you stayed in the situation for whatever reason. And so that Queen of Swords, I think, is like the clarity of intuition, if that makes sense. Like you're finally understanding what intuition feels like, or, what it looks like. So pretty good. Next, you have this endurance card and you have this order card. See, I think you have a lot of endurance. This does not surprise me at all. This card right here. I think this is the name of the game for you, Capricorn. I think people can't really understand how you're able to accomplish so much at this time. Or again, mark my words. I think that by the time we get to like May of next year, maybe you've accomplished a lot. And maybe by, May of next year, people could be looking back at all the things that you've done, like from now until then, and they could be like, how the hell did you do that, right? I think maintaining order, of course, is going to be very important for you. You're very similar to Pisces, in the sense that your readings have been very similar. If you have Pisces in your chart, I would definitely watch those readings, because I feel like you two signs are like really need to kind of do one thing at a time. But if you do that, you're actually going to get a lot more accomplished. And again, I feel like people are kind of admire you for like what you're able to accomplish, or for the amount of work that you're able to do, right? You have the Sun, the Nine of Wands, and the Ten of Wands. Again, I feel this is something that you had to release from the past, and you're about to receive your reward. So even if you're still in pain from like a breakup or a separation, or maybe you lost a job, he's carrying a burden, but he's about to reach his home here. So he's about to put his burden down. He's about to have his, victory or his harvest. And I really see that here. You have the Sun. The Sun is the best card in the deck. And again, the Sun kind of can take any reading and make it much more positive, because it is the best card in the deck. So I feel there's going to be a lot of reasons for you to celebrate in the near future. I feel like there's a lot of happiness with this Sun card as well. You have the Nine of Wands. I kind of feel this is encouraging you to not give up. Remember what we were talking about with the Ace of Pentacles, about how you're a Capricorn, you climb mountains, and, maybe you have to keep climbing mountains, but I feel like there are going to be a lot of rewards for not giving up. With the Sun, you have the Two of Cups. I do feel, again, as I've been saying, love is entering into your life, probably like a true soulmate. I do feel like this person's very different than what you've experienced before in the past. If this is a person entering into your life, could be a fire sign, by the way. You have a lot of fire here. Could be any sign. It could be a Scorpio as well, I'm getting. But again, take it how it resonates, right? Could be any sign. And I feel like this person is just different. There's something different. I don't know. Maybe in the way they communicate. I feel like it's the way that they are around you. And I feel like you notice this difference. So again, if you're wondering, I feel like you will recognize this person. Two of Cups is kind of like you and your higher self, but it could also represent a soul connection. And so I feel like you recognize this person almost immediately when you see them. Maybe not literally, but kind of figuratively. Look at this. With the Nine of Wands, there's a person. You have all these cards, the Two Wands, look at this. Two Wands, two people, these Wands cards. Then you have this Nine of Wands, which look, it's like there's another person standing next to him. I really feel that there could be a person entering into your life who just makes your life easier in some way. It's like, maybe it's not going to be perfect. Nothing is perfect. I like to remind people of that. We don't live in a Disney movie, and why would you want to either? That would be pretty creepy as far as I'm concerned. But what I would say here is that, I feel like this person, there's something about them makes your life easier if it's love. If it's not love, again, teamwork makes a dream work. There's two people there. There are people who can help you carry your burdens in work, business, and otherwise. With the Ten of Wands, look at this. I love this. You end with the Empress, total abundance, total success. So something is being born. You look at these baby swans down here. I almost just said geese, but that's definitely a swan. I don't know my animals, but I feel for a lot of you. It's like there's a rebirth going on here, but it's probably in you. And I also feel a lot of you are creating a lot of abundance. So if you're working on projects, businesses, any of that stuff, clearly there's tons of abundance coming in there. We're going to pull 3 cards now. I'm going to give you time to think of one question. I'm going to answer with these 3 cards. So right here, it's going to be like a personalist reading. I'm going to answer it as if I know what your question is, even though I don't. So feel free to pause if you need to think your question. And you have the 4 of Cups, the 7 of Cups, and the 2 of Pentacles. Make a decision. You can't be 1 foot in, 1 foot out. I feel like you need to move towards the new path, pick the new option, pick the new path here with this energy because it's going to lead to more success. So the answer is to pick the new thing. I feel like you're confusing yourself. You already know the answer. High Priestess, Queen of Swords. So I probably didn't even need to do this because I feel that for the most part, you already know exactly what you need to do, which is to pick the new path. Again, Two of Pentacles also says it's kind of like justice. It's like if you put energy into something, what do you get out of it? Do you get back what you put in? And if the answer is yes, then that should be your direction here, Capricorn. So pretty good reading, Capricorn. I like it. Thank you for being here. Really appreciate it. Make sure to watch your sun, moon, and rising for a full picture of what's going on for you at this time. But thank you, and definitely enjoy your week.